Hey, what's going on guys? Mark back in the workshop on Mark's Aquatics. Right, on this little video, it's only going to be a short one, up to part one of this breeding series on koi and goldfish. Okay, so stay tuned for it. We're going to take you through the stage here of obviously spawning mops to eggs and then getting them all ready for hatch, which will be part two. Okay, so stay tuned. Hope you enjoy the video. As you can see there's two little goldfish down there, which are getting pretty jiggy with it down there. So I thought what I'd do is I'd breed a few more goldfish out for this summer, because we've got lots in there. As you can see, I've put my spawning mop in there already, and we've got another one down in the bottom over there. Now I've also rigged up this big vat full of water here. I've got some pond water in it already, all ready to rock and roll. Now I've put them in, this is sort of like late afternoon, so there's a little bit of action, but mostly you get it first thing in the morning. So I'm going to wait until first thing in the morning. Hopefully we'll get lots of activity around that and lots of eggs being produced and laid in there, and then we can take that whole mop out, then transfer it straight into that bowl there where they're going to be hatching out. Now also I've got a nice bucket of duckweed and some other little pond plants in there as well. This is from my front little pond, which is just like a nature pond, so there'll be lots and lots of microlife in there for these little guys to eat and graze on when they first come out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put that in there, rinse that out. Super easy to breed goldfish, guys, and obviously that is going to help out with keeping that water clean as well. So we can just make sure that goes out, let it disperse all over the surface, and then see how we get on. So I'm going to get back to you guys, and we've got a little bit more activity here. You can see that female there already swimming through that mop, but no male was with her at the time, so I'll keep my eyes open for you and see if we can get some spawning action. Okay. Right, what I've done here, guys, is I've just added a little sponge filter as well. I've got the line running into the air line off the main koi pump there, and I've just let that really lightly turn over. We'll get a bit of a cycle in there hopefully within the next sort of 7 days when these little guys come out, but they're not going to put any bioload on the system straight away anyway, so it's going to sort of cycle through very, very slowly, and it won't do them any harm at all. So you can literally raise them up in here without any filter. So we'll just put an added little bit in there just for a bit of beneficial bacteria and stuff for growing in there. So it should be pretty good. So and also mosquitoes are going to be going crazy and laying lots of larvae and things in there as well, and midges. So that's going to create a lot of food for when they are big enough. They'll be able to start freely taking that as well. Right, okay guys, I've just pulled the spawning mop out of the pond. The spawning the other mop's still there, but I've taken the other one out, and you can see there, oh, the ice cream van, listen to that. You can see the eggs all over there, look, no end of them, and they'll be all the way through, because they'll swim through it and they'll rattle away and knock all those little eggs out, and they'll be sticking everywhere. So what we do now is we just fluff that up in the water in there. As you can see, I've added that other filter, like I said before. That'll just float around in there nicely. We'll let that filter now clear that water out. It won't do those eggs any harm at all. And then we'll keep our eyes open for tomorrow morning on that spawning mop, which is in amongst the lilies there, and hopefully we'll have another spawn. Then we can take that out, put that in that pot as well, and we can leave it alone then and let these little guys hatch out. Right, okay guys, we're outside again, and we have put the spawning mop now. It was in there. I didn't actually manage to catch them spawning this time, but there was a lot of spawning activity early this morning. I had something else that I had to do, came back, and they were all munching on this, so I took it straight away that they had laid the eggs, because as soon as they lay the eggs, they're fair game, and the goldfish go in, the koi go in, and they start hoovering them all up, as they taste quite nice. A little bit of caviar there, you can see they're all playing around, still down below there having fun. So I apologise for the lack of footage there, but there you go. Anyway, we've got heaps and heaps of eggs on the air. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop into the workshop, just switch off the air of that filter, and then we can have some close-ups of the eggs, okay? Right, that is the airline turned off. Now it's going to be a bit difficult now because we're outside, and all you're going to try and see is the clouds because of the reflection, but I'm going to get in as close as I can, and hopefully you'll be able to see some of the eggs. Now let me have a look. I'm going to try and cover that up with my hand. You should start to see them, or if you can't see them already, There's lots and lots of them here. My goodness, this is difficult to film. Maybe I should do it later on with a bit of a torch. But awful. well, that didn't work. Never mind. We'll oh, look at that. The sun's just come out in the pond. I do love that fish. He came from a friend of mine called Ian, who closed his pond down sadly. As a few of the others did as well, but he looks like a dragon flying around in there with those beautiful big flowing fins. Stunning fish, he really is. But what I've done is, guys, is I filled up one of my old tanks here, and I put the spawning mop in here. So now we can go nice and close, and I can show you all the eggs. Now where are they? Here they are, look at that lot. Lots and lots of little eggs, all stuck to that spawning mop. And I've taken them out. Now you can leave this in for as long as you like, but if you don't want many eggs to hatch and end up with thousands upon thousands of fry to look after, just do what I've done. Just literally put it in there until they have one go on it, and it'll be quite a few eggs. And if you take the mortality rate into it, you might end up with a few. And that's all you need really. If you're just restocking a pond, or you want to stock a small pond, you don't need thousands upon thousands of little fry which are going to all die in the end, because you're not going to be able to look after them or rehome them. So just put it in for a little bit, get as many eggs as you think you need, and then take it out. Okay, right, I better put the air supply back on in here, and then they should hatch within 4 days with the temperatures that we've got at the moment, which is fantastic stuff. Let me come out the sun. How are you lot doing? You gonna come and say hello? You gonna come and say hello? Best time of the world it is, summertime, and your koi are just mooching around slowly in the pond, enjoying life, eating lots of nice food. Then you can sit back with a couple of beers or a glass of wine and watch them and enjoy them. Right guys, if you want to make a quick spawning mop, here's how you do it. Get a big ball of wool and a book. This is quite a big book because it's going to be for the pond. And you just wind and wind the wool all the way around and round until you run out of wool. Then you cut a thin bit of wool, bring it up through the centre like that. I'm doing it. Do the old granny knot. Go through once, go through twice. By going through twice, it'll lock on there and you'll keep the tension, okay? A lot easier. When you pull down, you won't have to pull a finger in or anything. Look, it'll keep its tension a little bit more. Then you go through there, another granny knot, and there you go. Or you can put a cable tie through there as well, just like so. I've got a big cable tie there. These are the quite good ones, these, because they got the clip on them so you can undo them again. Don't ask me where I got them from, but I got them from somewhere. Then you go around like that, obviously pull down right to the bottom, and then crank that right over nice and tight, and then just cut that tag end off if you like. And then I know a lot of people actually do it up the side there and cut down the side. You can do it either way, it doesn't make any difference. And then basically you cut through all the strands right through here, and it's probably take a while. These scissors are extremely blunt. Oh no, they're not doing a bad job. Just hack your way through there. Doesn't matter if it's a bit uneven. That's cutting quite good, to be honest. Not many to go, just a few more. And then you unfold that. Take your good old atlas away, and then you've got a good old huge spawning mop. And then all you do is just tie a little bit of string around there and a stone, and we'll put that into the pond. Okay guys, there you go, nice bit of dragon stone just cable tied onto there. Throw that into the pond, and that'll all come up in the water column, and they'll be scooting in and out of there, laying all them little eggs. I've got some heavy monofilament on there just to lower it in and to pull it out with. So I'll chuck it in a pond and hopefully we'll get a little bit of spawning action. I might be able to show you later on. Obviously I've done the other bit of the film and we've showed you the other spawning mops and the eggs in the bucket, but I just thought I'd take you through this quick and very, very simple way of making a spawning mop. And you can make them for whatever size you like, whether it be little tiny ones like little pom-poms for tetras and things, and little egg layers, little egg scatterers, and but yeah, that's how easy they are to make, guys. Okay, I'm going to throw it in the pond now. Okay guys, there you go, it's in the pond. The fish are going around it already, showing some signs of interest, and they're not going to worry about that colour either, because otherwise they'd be swimming away from it, not towards it. I've got green ones, blacks, orange, all different colour spawning mops, and they all work the same, to be honest. The black ones are good because you can see the eggs easier on them. If it's a smaller fish that's breeding, they've got very small eggs, but these eggs are quite big, so not to worry. So we'll have a look at this. I'm off for a walk now with the wife and my daughter. When I get back, maybe we've had another little spawn and I can show you some eggs hiding in amongst these. Okay. Oh well guys, I hope you really enjoyed that little part one of how to breed videos there. Showed you how to make that spawning mop. Sadly we didn't get any more action. They'd run out of steam by the end of the day. Maybe tomorrow I can get some more footage, but I think, to be honest, we've got quite enough eggs as it is in those tanks and in the tank and in the vat. So there's plenty to be getting on with, lots of little babies to come. So as always, you're all stars. Tune in for the next video where hopefully we'll have a great little hatch and lots of little babies, and then I can teach you how to rear them up and be successful at bringing them through that very, very fragile first stage. Okay, and as always, you're all stars. Love you loads. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next episode of Mark's Aquatics. Bye for now.